When Daniel signed the divorce papers, he thought his world had ended. His wife had left him for someone richer, and all he had left was a small apartment, a half-broken car, and a 7-year-old daughter who still asked, "When's Mom coming home?" But what Daniel didn't know then, was that losing her would be the best thing that ever happened to him. Because years later, when his ex-wife saw him again, she didn't see the broken man she left, she saw everything she once dreamed of, and lost forever. And one more thing before we begin, tell me, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. And if this story touches your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that remind us what truly matters. Now let's start our story. Daniel's life after the divorce was quiet, too quiet. He'd come home from long shifts at the garage, cook dinner for little Emma, and pretend to smile while she told him about school. At night, when she was asleep, he'd sit on the balcony staring into the dark, wondering if he'd failed as a husband, as a father, as a man. His ex-wife, Melissa, had moved on quickly, posting pictures with her new husband, vacations, luxury, laughter. Daniel couldn't even afford Emma's ballet lessons anymore. But despite the struggle, Emma never complained. She would hug him every night and whisper, "You're the best daddy in the world." That simple sentence kept him alive. Years passed, and Daniel worked harder than ever. He started fixing old cars in his spare time, saving every extra dollar. He watched videos, learned business basics, and eventually opened his own auto repair shop. It wasn't fancy, but it was his. Customers loved his honesty. Within 2 years, he hired 2 employees and started saving for Emma's college. Slowly, the man who once felt like a failure began to rediscover his worth. Meanwhile, Melissa's picture-perfect life started to crack. Her new marriage, built on money and appearance, began to fall apart. The man she thought would give her happiness gave her nothing but distance and silence. She'd see Daniel's name pop up on Facebook from time to time, Emma posting a photo of them hiking, laughing, or having ice cream. He looked different. Peaceful. Strong. There was a glow in his eyes she hadn't seen in years. Then came the day they met again. It was at Emma's school recital. Daniel showed up in a crisp shirt, a warm smile, and eyes full of pride. He'd even brought flowers for his daughter. Melissa sat 2 rows behind him, watching as Emma ran to hug her dad after the performance. The way Daniel looked at Emma, with such genuine love, made Melissa's heart ache. She realized he had become the kind of man she always wished he'd been. But she had walked away before he had the chance to grow. After the recital, she approached him, trying to sound casual. "You look happy, Daniel." He smiled softly, "Yeah. I am. Took me a while to get here, but I'm good now." She nodded, eyes glistening. "You've changed." He chuckled, "I had to. For her." He looked toward Emma, laughing with her friends, and in that moment, Melissa realized what she'd truly lost. It wasn't the marriage or the comfort, it was the man who had always loved her more than anyone else. That night, Daniel tucked Emma into bed and sat by her side, brushing her hair from her face. She looked up and said, "Daddy, you're smiling again." He laughed softly, "I guess I am." Because for the first time in years, Daniel felt something he hadn't felt since before the divorce: peace. He had built a life from the ruins, not for revenge, not to prove anyone wrong, but to become the man his daughter could be proud of. Melissa, on the other hand, went home to her empty house, scrolling through old photos of the life she'd traded away. The smiles looked fake now. The memories felt hollow. For the first time, she was the one left wondering, what if? Daniel's story is a quiet reminder that sometimes, losing what you thought you needed is the only way to find what you truly deserve. Healing doesn't come overnight. It comes from choosing to rise, even when no one's watching. From being kind when the world's been cruel. And from realizing that happiness isn't found in someone else, it's built in the moments you refuse to give up, because one day, the people who doubted you will see you glowing, and they'll realize too late what they lost forever.